Hello and welcome to the WordPress series. In this session, we are going to explore the dashboard. So in this session, we are going to look at creating a web page, creating a post, customize layout through the theme by updating the logo, typography, setting up the color scheme, adding posts, pages, media, and menu. So let's get started. Here I am at the website, and this is what the theme is displaying on the home page currently, because I have not made any changes since I installed the theme. So these are the default settings as we saw in the previous session. Let us begin by first adding some content to the website. For that, we will go to the dashboard. Under pages, go to all pages. Here you can see there are two pages currently available. One is a sample page that came with the theme, and one is the privacy policy draft page that we created in the previous session using WordPress draft. From here, let us go to add new page. This is the new WordPress editor that we have here. Add a title to the page, and then you can choose to start writing. And here you can see that on the right hand side, there are specific settings available. One is the text setting, one is the color setting, and one is the advanced setting, which is for additional CSS class if you want to add some custom CSS to your content. Color setting, this is the default color setting of the theme. Text setting, you can see that you can specify the font size. When you go to the document part, here you can see the details related to your page. What is the visibility? That is public as of now. If you want, you can change it to private or password protected. If you want a specific page to be password protected, or you want it to be a private page. Permalink, this is the URL slug, that is home, which is fine because we are creating the home page. Set featured image. I don't want to set any featured image as of now for this specific page, so I will not add it here. Discussion, allow comments on this specific page. No, I do not want any comments, so I will not allow that. What is the page template? That is the default template. From here, you can decide if you want Elementor canvas or Elementor full width. We will let it remain to default for now. And from here, you can go to edit with Elementor. Once you get into edit with Elementor, you can see on the left hand side, there is a sidebar that appears, which shows the various widgets that you can add to your page. So this is all that the page looks like right now. I want to add a text editor. Here in the text editor, you can format the text. Toggle the menu here, and you can decide the alignment, the text, color, and other features as well. So when you click on text here, you will see the entire code for this specific section. So it is a paragraph that is being created with text alignment center and style color, the color code. It is strong because we selected it to be bold, and so on. So this is basically the coding part. When you click on the visual, you will see the content as is being formatted. Next, here you can go to style, decide the alignment, text color, typography. Under typography, you can decide the size, whether you want it in pixels or EM or REM, weight, transform, style, decoration. So you can check out these settings if you want. Then you go to advanced. Here you can specify the margins, the top margin, the right margin. So you can link the values together or you can unlink them. Now I have increased the top and the bottom margin, but right and left are different because I have unlinked the values. Next is padding. So what is the difference between margin and padding? Padding is within the element. Margin is outside the element. So when you say margins, then it is the margin between different elements, and padding is within the boundary and the content within the specific element. Motion effects, you can decide if you want a motion effect, maybe fade in and duration and so on. Background, if you want to change the background or when you hover onto this element. So I want the color of the background to change when I hover onto it to green. So you can decide if you want that. Borders, again you can check out the borders for the element. Custom positioning, you want the width to be full width or inline auto or custom. So you can decide if you want to change from default to any custom positioning. That was the width, and then is the position, which is absolute or fixed. So when you are looking at a responsive web designing, it is best to keep it default. Responsive, do you want this element to be hidden when on desktop or tablet or mobile? So you can decide if you want to hide it. Next, I want to add an image carousel. Right click on this, edit image carousel. Once you click on this, here are the images. You can click on add image and select images to be added to the gallery. Insert gallery, and you can see that the images have been added. The image size can be decided if you want a thumbnail or a medium or large size, whatever suits you the best. And navigation, here you can specify whether you want the dots, those are these dots, or you want the arrows. That will come when you have more than 3 images here. Link, if you want to link these files, these images, to a custom URL or a media file, you can specify the URL here. Caption, you can specify if you want to have the title or the caption or the description. So this is why at the time of uploading an image, it is important to add relevant title, caption and description for each and every media file. Not just this reason, but for the search engine optimization as well, you should always add relevant details about each and every file that you upload on your website. Additional options, from here you can specify if you want it to pause on hover, yes. Autoplay, yes. Auto speed is specified 5000. Infinite loop, animation speed and direction. So you can change any of these if you want. If you want the direction to be right or left, you can check out the style. If you want to change any of the styles for the arrow, the dots or the image, spacing and alignment and borders. So let's say I want a custom spacing between them, which should be 50. So you can see that the change is being reflected in real time, so that you can choose for yourself. Let it remain to default. Then is the border, if you want border around the image. For the caption, do you want the alignment to be changed or the text color or typography? You want some specific font style. So you can choose that. And in advanced, you can specify again the margin, padding, motion effect, background, border, and so on. So most of the components that you will see for adding to your page, you will have to check out their specific settings. Suppose you want to add testimonials. Here is the content for your testimonial, and then is the name and title of the person who has written the testimonial for you. Image, if you want to add some image, you can choose from here to specify the image of the person who has given the testimonial. Again, you can select the style and advanced features for the same. Next is the social media icons. Here you can see that there are 3 icons available. You can add more item from here, and for each and every icon, when you click on that specific icon, you can specify the link and the color. You want to have the official color for the icon, or you want to change it to a custom color. That also you can do. Suppose you want to change the Facebook color to black. So this is the primary color and then the secondary color. Now you can decide if you want to use that or not and let it remain to the official color. Similarly, you can select the style and advanced settings for these social media icons. Next, you click on WordPress and you will see the WordPress widgets. If you want to add a gallery, image, video, meta, categories, recent comments, navigation menu, so that all depends if you want to add any of these as well. For now, I will save it as a draft. And go back to the dashboard settings. So those were the components for the page. Now I will go and add a post. Go to post. Here is the default post that we have, the hello world. I will click on add new, add a title, and then add the text. As you can see, WordPress has automatically detected the paragraphs and segregated the entire text content in paragraph format. You can again click edit with Elementor and you will see that the text is here. If you want to add any of the widgets within it, suppose you want to add an image, and again you can choose the size and select a style for the image and the specific settings in the advanced section for the image again. So when you select the image size, you can see that there are options of thumbnail, medium, large and large, post thumbnail, and then there are Septera featured sizes that have been specified. You can choose one of these because then those will be related to the theme that you are using. So it is always advisable to follow what the theme is offering you for formatting, because that will keep it consistent and compatible all throughout your website. Let's say publish. Okay, have a look. So here is the first post on the website. What is education? And this is how it looks like. Now we will go to customize. That is, we are going to customize the entire site layout. You can either go to customize from the top menu where I clicked, or else from the dashboard when you go to appearance and you get an option for customize. So you can click on customize and you will be redirected to the customize section. Here I am at the home page right now, and what I want to do is the site identity, select a logo. This is the logo. skip cropping. Okay, but if you see, it is not being displayed, although I've uploaded the logo, because there is some setting missing here. We will check that. So the site title and tagline are fine, that we had updated at the time of setting up WordPress. Next is the header media. So here is the header media that is being used. I want to use this one instead. So that has been changed. Or you can add new image. So you can upload a new image and add it to your site for a header image. Background image. If you want to have a background image running all throughout your website. So let's see. I want this one. Choose image. If you see, there is an image that is being displayed in the background, but it is not showing in the background here because these are the widgets that we have added. That is the posts that are being shown. Let it remain to this one and we will come back to it in a while. Layout, general layout. How do you want the layout to be? Is the header and the content, header, content, and a right sidebar or a left sidebar? So you can decide which kind of content do you want. That will become the standard layout for pages. Theme alignment is wide or you want it boxed. Site width. You can again decide on these values if you want to change. It is again advisable to stick to the default ones. Other layouts. You want the posts to be in a single column or a double column, that is on the archive page. So if you decide 2 column, you can see that there are 2 columns that are being displayed, and if you want it on a single column, so that is how it would be. Post and page padding 1%. You can increase this if you want. You can see that there is an increase in the padding near the text and the border of the element, and it will keep on increasing as you increase the padding. Footer widget columns 3 columns, that's good enough. And footer widget alignment default or center aligned, leave it to default. And back. So one by one you need to check each and every setting under the customize section. Header, menu, you want a fixed menu or not? I want a fixed menu at the top. Header menu height, it is 69 pixels right now, so you can increase, and you can see that the height has increased. So depending on your requirement, you can specify that. Menu position, is it normal or over the header image? When you say over the header image, that is the background image on which it is being displayed. So let it remain to normal. Menu alignment is right or left or center, whatever you want. Prefer right. Content, the site title. Here is the site title. Show tagline. So it is showing the tagline now. Header image height. You can decide if you want to increase or decrease the header image height. Header image behavior. Should it be contained or cropped? Let it remain to contained. Header widget width 50%. Again, you can choose if you want to change that to 100%. Header widget alignment. You want it to be center aligned. Right now you will not see the change because the entire image is available in the entire width. Landing page settings, general settings. So under the general settings, you can see that you have the breadcrumbs enabled. Numbered pagination, yes. Page category titles, it should be always visible. Back to top button, you want it in the footer. Section, table style. So these are the generic settings for the entire website. So whenever you're going to add tables, that is how it is going to show you. So custom footer text, you can specify your website here. And let's go back. Decorations. You want any of the decorations around certain theme elements. So suppose I have a post excerpt here, and I have added a border, so that is being displayed. You want to add shadow, rounded corners, so you can do any of those. Article animation on scroll. You want sliding or fade. Again, you can specify that. Content image. Do you want the image to be surrounded by any decoration like lines? Post captions. Do you want it plain or with border or with a background? Let it remain to plain. The simpler the design, the better it is. Search box locations. You can specify if you want it in the main menu or in the footer menu. Let's say we want it in the main menu. Social icons. Do you want it in the footer or in the left or right sidebar or in the header? Want it in the footer. Back. Then is the colors. From here you can specify any color if you want to change from the default colors that came with the theme. So you can change the header colors, the text color, the footer color, and for the landing page as well. Same is with the typography. You can specify the typography for any of the elements. For example, here we have the font for general font, header font, that is for the site title, main menu, widget fonts, again the widget title and the content fonts, and so on. Post information. Do you want the featured images to be on? Yes. Auto select image from content? No, because you might have more than one image in the content, but the featured image should be used. Featured image height 300. Again, you can specify that if you want to change that. Featured image behavior contained or cropped. Let it remain to contained, because contained will scale depending on the viewed resolution. Cropped will try to keep the configured height, but we want it to be relevant to the resolution. So contained is a better option. Featured image crop position, center. You want to change this? You can. Use featured images on header. This is on by default. So whatever featured image you're going to add at the time of adding the post or the page, that will become the header image of your page or the post. So that is quite advisable again. Meta information. Do you want to display the author name, the date and time when the post was created, or you only want to display the category and comments? So I only want the category and comments. I do not want any of the other details to be displayed. So let it remain to that. Excerpts. You can specify what length an excerpt should be of, 50 words or so on. And here is the label continue reading, which you can change. So I have changed it to read more. Comments. Here you can specify comments are closed. Text. Do you want to show that? Comment date format, relative, comment fields label, placeholder, and comment form width. So that would be the width that you would see at the end. You want to increase this or you want to decrease this. Next is the miscellaneous settings. So you can see these settings. Masonry is enabled. JS defer loading is enabled, which is good because that will help in speeding up the site. Auto scroll is enabled. Header image size requirements. Again, you can choose if you do not want to keep these settings available and you want to keep it to default, then let it remain to that. Next, we have a few more important settings which we will check in the next session. So in this session, we checked out how to add a page, a post, a media, file, and using the page builder, Elementor. In the next session, we will check out other important settings. So that's about this session. Thank you very much.